You are listening to The Michael Lodge Show. Wealth, business, and taxes. Oh yeah, and some politics. Let's get started.
And good Monday morning. Can you believe it's Monday already? My goodness. And then pretty soon it's going to be Friday. We're going to say, oh my gosh, what happened to the week? That's how life is, right? Listen, I thought I would come on this morning and talk about leadership. I think that you and I have both seen what has happened over the last couple of days in Afghanistan. We were supposed to withdraw our troops in a very organized way to provide stability to the Afghan nation. But yet what happened is we saw no leadership, and we saw a president who went into hiding and has not spoken to the American people on the subject of the terrorist organization who has taken over Afghanistan. Leadership is very important when people are trying to figure out what's going on. How does that affect our nation? How does allowing the Taliban come in, who hate America so greatly that they're willing to reach out and attack us in so many different places? We have an open border where we have so many nationalities coming through our border. Not just from South America and from Mexico, but they're coming over from all nations. So we have to look at the role of leadership that's currently in the White House. Now, some of you may like President Biden. That's fine. If that's who you voted for, that's fine. But we have to really question at the moment his leadership in handling this crisis. This is not just an American crisis or an Afghan crisis. This is an international crisis. It has affected many lives of many nations. And it continues on even to this day. I was wondering what was going to happen with the markets this morning, and markets started down low this morning. And so we have to watch what the stock market is going to do today, how they are going to react to a non-leadership role that's in Washington, D.C. at the moment. I think one of the things that we have to look at and examine is leadership. You see, Harry Truman made a statement, and it's very true. It's true of Truman. But he made a good statement, and it goes like this. He said, "Men make history and not the other way around. In periods where there is no leadership, society stands still. Progress occurs only when courageous, skillful leaders seize the opportunity to change things for the better." Excellent quote. Describes leadership when it comes to managing and leading a government. The only problem with that is this president has not been courageous. Instead, what he has done, he has gone into hiding, not wanting to talk to anyone because he sees the failure of what happened. We literally see people hanging onto planes because they want to leave a country because now America is gone and there is no freedom that they had under the American military there. The president of Afghanistan reached out to the international community yesterday and said, "Please help. We need help." And America was silent. We did nothing. Americans were stuck in turmoil as they were stuck in Vietnam. I remember Vietnam so very well because I was young at that time, and I saw the helicopters leaving the American embassy in Saigon and trying to get people to the airport so that they could get on planes and leave to their freedom in America. I went through that whole thing, and I remember the camps of all of these refugees that came in from Vietnam. We had tent cities in Camp Pendleton. You would drive past them on the freeway, and you would literally see camps of Vietnamese waiting there for their freedom. And now we're having the same situation again, where Afghanistans are going to be placing camps in military bases so that they can have their freedom. You see, we have a leadership crisis in America at the moment. We have a leader who is not responding to the needs of not just Americans, but to the international community. He has placed people's lives in danger. This seems to be a habit of bad leadership. They go into hiding, they don't respond, they do not talk about the issues and how they're going to resolve the problems. The international community is sitting there saying, how do we get our people out? The United Nations remains silent, which I think probably is the best way to approach the United Nations, because when they get involved, things go straight to caca. Leadership is so important when it comes to a nation like ours, because we are geared towards freedoms of our liberties, and we are geared towards fighting what is wrong. Those individuals who want to do harm to the United States. Now remember, we've been there over 20 years in Afghanistan. We have allowed these people to be free within their own country, to have their own elections. Men and women died to give them that right. Americans have come home without limbs. And now we have a leader in Washington, D.C. who is not leading. He is not respecting those individuals who gave their lives for that very country that we just ran from. And people are correct when they're saying, yes, this is Biden's Vietnam. Well, I hate to tell you this, America, but it is America's Vietnam. When our president fails, we fail. When we do not live up to our commitments on how we believe what liberties and freedoms are, we have failed. When we allow to have leaders in there making bad decisions, we have failed our own nation. Leadership is so very, very important. When it comes to leading this great nation of ours, people are looking in and saying, what is wrong with America? What is wrong with us? How did we put people into office that cannot lead and have never led in their whole life? I tell you, I sit here today and I hope that you and I, if we are running our companies, let's be good leaders. Let's not get involved in the politicalness of this nation at the moment. Let's run our companies and let's have an ethics. Let's have our standards in place. Let's make sure that you and I are doing what is right and how we're treating fellow Americans. Let's make sure that we are phrasing our words so that we are lifting people up instead of lifting people down. That we're not pointing fingers at people. That we're not calling them names. You see, when politics becomes involved within our lives, we become corrupted. Because politics is a corrupt business to be in. It's a corrupt way of life. I know that there are individuals out there who go into politics thinking that they can change the country. But the problem is, politics changes them. We no longer have leaders, we have followers. We don't have independent thinkers, we have people who are sheep. And at this moment, in our nation's government, we have no leadership, and at this very moment in time, we have no stability. You see, a nation needs stability. A nation needs to be respected. It doesn't have to be loved, but it should be respected for what we can do. This nation has reached out to so many nations to help them in times of severe chaos. When people have lost their homes or have been flooded out, or a volcano has erupted and destroyed whole villages, America has always been there to help. But the problem is that we need to also start helping the American people through good leadership. Leadership should be within every single one of us. We should not be willing to follow. We should be willing to lead. We should be willing to move forward and help other people, to motivate them. But at the moment, it always happens from the top down. When we see individuals who cannot lead, then the rest of the country becomes confused. They don't know in which direction that the nation is going. They don't understand the philosophy of freedom and non-freedom because they've always known freedoms. They don't understand how anybody can not keep a commitment. So over the next few days, we need to really ask the question, are the individuals that are in our country's capital, do they have the ability to lead? And if they don't, then we have to make changes. We want to see people succeed, right? But when they keep doing the same wrong method of leadership over and over and over again, it tells you and I that we have no leadership. When you see a leader hiding in his house or in his basement or in Camp David, wherever he may be hiding, but he's not speaking to the American people and not addressing their need to know, we have no leadership. However, you and I can lead. We can lead our communities. We can lead our country. We can lead our churches. We can lead our schools. We can do so much more in leadership because we have got to take back control of a nation gone wrong. You and I have the ability to lead. So let's begin leading. Let's begin leading in our families, leading within our communities, leading within our neighborhoods, leading within our churches, leading within our schools, leading within our local governments. We need to make change, and it's only by you and I leading. I hope that everybody goes out today on this Monday and have a good day. I hope that you think about the leadership that we must have in our nation in order to survive, and the leadership within ourselves. Today is a Monday of leadership, and that's what we demand from everyone. Let's lead, not follow. Let's be the leader of the pack and not sheep. Let's move forward as a nation, as a community, as a family. Listen, if you would like to follow me, all my blogs and vlogs and podcasts are all over on www.buymeacoffee.com/Michael Lodge. Again, that's www.buymeacoffee.com/Michael Lodge. They're all there. All my blogs, I do blogs and vlogs and podcasts every single day. They're all there. If you want to leave comments, if you want to ask questions on business or mediation, because I am a professional mediator, ask me. I'll answer them. And you can send those questions also to mediator@lodge-co.com. Again, that's mediator@lodge-co.com. Everybody go out and have a great day. Today was a beautiful sunrise. It was a normal sunrise. We're going to do good today. Because you and I are going to lead. This is Mike Lodge. Bye-bye. This podcast has been produced by Michael Lodge, fully focused on content.